Alright guys, Hayzink here, welcome back to the channel for another Street Fighter Duel video. So in this video we are going to be going over this unit, who I have picked up. I'll gear her out and stuff like that. I just did like 50k car summons and I didn't even get one of her cars. Yeah, I got 3 for the new Ryu. Awesome. So I need to get her cars before we can really see what she's doing, right? But this is the new VIPER. We're going to go ahead and talk about her kit, right? So let's see. Start off, like always, we will talk about her passive. Her passive is massively important, right? After unleashing any combo, grant all fighters charge, reducing the next super combo cost by 100%. After being expended, charge is converted into overload, increasing the super combo gauge cost of all friendly fighters' next super combo by 100% of the original cost. Friendly fighters with overload cannot gain charge. If a super combo expands charge, increase its damage bonus by 25%. If a super combo expends overload, refill the super combo gauge by 100 for every fighter with overload. If a super combo expends charge, increase its damage bonus by 35%. Right, so basically, if you've done her at all, right, you'll notice that by the time you do her super and her C3, she's given everybody a free turn essentially, right, which means they've got charge, right? So the passive, the bonuses, the damage bonus and stuff, that will apply to them going forward, right? So this basically means that you can really work some interesting combos where if you've started her, then you've gone on to someone else, etc. Right? You can do some decent numbers basically, right? So let's see her super. Kick an enemy 2 times, dealing damage equal to 588% of attack in total, then gain charge. When this charge is expended, only this fighter will enter overload. This fighter cannot gain charge while in overload. Dance of the Thunder expends charge, increase its damage bonus by 35%. If it expends overload, refill the super combo gauge by 150, right? Her C2. When this skill is in position 2, we know this, grab an enemy and electrocute them, dealing damage equal to 555% of attack, then perform a heavy hit on the target with a downward kick, dealing 240% of attack. Increase damage reduction by 70% while unleashing this skill. If this skill is unleashed during a combo chain, with charge, increase attack by 25% during the skill's duration. So she's getting lots of boosts basically, right? This one here, this is where it applies to everyone, right? Unleash 5 bolts of lightning on random enemies, and each bolt dealing damage equal to 167% of attack. So if you are attacking a boss, they're all going to strike the boss, right? Each bolt also deals additional damage equal to 5% of the target's max HP, capped at 100% of Viper's attack. Increase the additional damage to 7% of the target's max HP, capped at 140% of Agent Viper's attack. If this skill is unleashed during a combo chain, with charge, increase the attack by 25% during the skill's duration. So she's getting lots of build up and stuff, right? But I'll go into the trial in a minute and you can see one of the drawbacks that I kind of want to talk about. So if we go ahead here and we look at her fighting spirit, Judgment Flash unleashes 1 additional bolt of lightning, right? So that's you doing 6 hits rather than 5, right? Assist skill. When in the assist position, when the fighter unleashes a super combo, increase their super combo damage by 10% until the end of battle, stacking up to 30%. Now this is pretty decent. I mean, if you've got a unit who's got a strong super combo, then it's going to be boosted by 30%. So she's going to work quite well as an assist, right? If Judgment Flash is unleashed during a combo chain, with charge, increase lifesteal rate by 15% during the skill's duration. Nice. Judgment Flash unleashes an additional 2 bolts of lightning, so that would put you up to, what, 7? Enemies hit by Judgment Flash take 25% more combo damage for 1 second, stacking up to 125%. So each time it strikes, does that mean the stacks for time increase as well? So you would have 7 seconds? I'm not sure, but you would have to be quick with that. You know, I mean, a second is nothing, right? It's nothing, but you can, if you go quickly, you can unleash in that. We'll need some testing on that one just to see like how quickly that runs down. Now the important part is going to be our cars, which I have none of at the moment, unfortunately, despite pulling for them. If Dance of Thunder expends charge, each time the skill deals damage, unleash one additional lightning bolt, equivalent to Judgment Flash level 3 on a random enemy. Nice. If Dance of Thunder expends charge, each time the skill deals damage, unleash 2 additional bolts of lightning. So I mean, she's just geared towards damage and getting free turns and boosting the team. So she's a bit of a DPS support hybrid, I want to say, because she's doing all that damage increasing with the rest of your team, which is really going to help other people push their numbers as well. So, I mean, that's obviously pretty decent. Does she get speed increase by any chance with this? Let me see. Does she get... No, they don't, right? That would make sense because she's a power type, so she wouldn't anyway. So we'll quickly remove you out. So let's go and look at her in a trial so we can kind of see what I'm talking about. And I could use mine, but I want to see what she's like with cars and stuff like that, so there's not really much point in using mine right now. So we'll go in here and I'll show you what I'm talking about, right? Which is my only worry about this unit, right? So if we go to here, we'll just... No, we can't do that. We're going to have to do this as the combo because it's her C3 is the important part, right? So let's do this one in manual, right? Just so we can see what's happening here. So starting off out the gate, she'll do her attack. She'll get 3, right? You can see that there. She's got no cost on this, right? But now everyone's got no cost, okay? So if you were playing something like Showdown, she would take her next attack, right? So she would take her next attack. So now what Showdown should do, because you're playing on auto, right, is it should automatically use someone who's got gauge, right? That can become a problem if you're someone who's used VIPER, Cammy and Vega, for example. If you've used Cammy and Vega, you will know that not Cammy and Vega, but Cammy and Vega's EX, it can screw up your attack patterns. It can basically cause you to not take turns when you should take turns and stuff like that, right? Even here, if we look at it, right, let's just let auto do its thing. So let auto do its thing. Okay. Auto's done its thing. Now, if you've not killed people in PvP at this point, you're a sitting duck there, and if you look, auto is not automatically moving to either able or jury. That could become a problem in PvP, right? So I mean, if we do this from the start, right? So go back in. And if you've got a strong team, it shouldn't matter, right? Because hopefully you would kill them this quickly. So we'll just let auto completely do its job, right? Auto, first attack. Now remember, this is the behaviour it would exhibit during Showdown. Auto, do its second attack. That's fine. It will now choose either jury or able. It chose able. Go again. Awesome, nice damage. Now you're just going to sit. See, that to me could be a negative because you're a sitting duck at this point. And then these two guys gain super, but the auto is not automatically going to do a super combo with them. So you're going to sit there for this amount of gauge, then you'll attack. I think that will probably get you killed in PvP, that you're not in control of, right? Obviously, if you were in control, you would have been one full bar of not waiting because you would have gone manually. As soon as jury and able became available again, you would have gone manually. So if you're doing stages, you would go manually, right? You wouldn't have this problem. But on PvP, it's a different story. It acts the same way as auto acts. So I actually think you would sit there and wait for attacks to happen, which ultimately is probably going to get you killed. I'm not sure this unit is going to work on PvP. Luckily, we do have HWA right now. Now, my unit's not fully built, but I can run her in HWA. I can put her into my team 1 and I can see the behaviour. So I'll update this with a future video, but just because of that, unless you can guarantee that basically you're going to kill in those first, 3-4 attacks, unless you can guarantee that you're going to get that kill, you're probably leaving yourself to be a sitting duck who is likely to die, right? So I'm not sure yet if she's going to be viable for PvP because of that, because of how the auto works in this game. But she's definitely going to be great for stages, 100%, and potentially for bossing as well, because the way that bossing works, you don't have that long to attack anyway. Everyone knows this. We wait until the end, we build up gauge, then we attack, right? That's how you function when you're running on auto, right? I don't think she faces the same problem, right? So if we go back here, you can see, how would it work against a boss? Well, against a boss, we would wait, we would sit. Now, hopefully this can sit long enough that nobody actually dies here while waiting, right? But we're waiting. Again, if we were facing a boss, this is what we would do. We would wait longer. I think Abel might die, so I might not be able to actually do this, but we'll see. We would wait longer. And again, if you were fighting a boss, you'd probably attack round about now. You'd maybe even wait a wee bit longer, right? So you've got more gauge to begin with. So how long does she have to wait to attack again, having that amount of gauge, right? There you go, she can go again. But it cancelled off Jury. I don't know why it cancelled off Jury. Oh no, it's because Abel died, right? That makes sense. That makes sense. So on a boss, she's going to work because you can wait to build up the gauge. Now, if my showdown boss is available, which I don't know if he is. He's not. I can't do that yet, right? But if he was available, we could potentially take a better look, right? I mean, maybe we could do it in Guild Shadowlands normal. We'll try it in Trial of Blood, right? Now, I'm not sure if Trial of Blood's going to work, and I don't really want to cancel my score off, but I'll just try and cancel it at the end, right? So on this team here, who would I drop for her to try to run this? I guess I would potentially drop... maybe Adon, because like, what else am I going to do with Adon? And if I drop Adon, then I might as well drop Chun-Li at that point. So let's just throw a trigger unit on here, right? Just for shits and giggles, we'll throw a trigger unit on here. So what we're going to run is, we're going to run this as our combo. Okay, I am going to need to make sure I've got speed on this team. Probably help if I put some gear on you, so I'll just quickly equip her with gear. I'll put Chun-Li's gear on her just now. Put Chun-Li's gear on her just now, and I'll deal with that later. We kind of want her to do damage, so we will put throttle formation onto her. Change that. We'll go back, and then I think what we'll do is I'll just put, for now, I'll just put speed on Honda, right, so that I'm getting gauge built up fast and we're not sitting too long, right? So there we go. We'll go with this. We'll see how that works. Let's just throw Abel. No, in fact, you know what? I want gauge to build fast, so we'll just throw him up here. So we'll run this. We'll see what happens. In fact, you know what? Actually, probably better to do that. I'm being completely honest. We'll do that, right? So we're just going to run this. I just want to see what happens if we let the gauge build up. How many attacks she gets in quickly. So we'll go with this. We will put this to 4 speed, and as soon as I get to around about 3 gauges, I'll attack, right, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully I can cancel this. So if we're fighting a boss, we might attack around about here, right? So let's just see what happens, right? I'm treating this as if I'm fighting a boss. So everybody's got no gauge, cost. Fly through there. We're still building gauge. She's got back to having another super attack. She's got a nice wee attack in there. She'll do another one. Then we've got another attack coming here from him. She's back to having more attacks. It's looking pretty good. I'm just going to let this finish. I'll catch up with my score on another one, right? What did we get from it? Pretty poor. Pretty poor. Compared to Adon, it was pretty poor. But again, the whole point there wasn't really to see how well she scored. It was to see how her attacks are working if you are going to be building gauge like fighting a boss. So there was not really any gaps in attacking there, so clearly she is going to work as a bossing character, right? So again, it really depends on what you're going to run with her, I would say, because the damage output wasn't massive there. But again, my unit's not fully built, there's other mitigating factors, it's not like the most optimal team, it's not the most optimal testing ground, but you can see that you didn't have that long waiting about to attack type thing. So if you are fighting a boss who you are naturally going to wait until you've got maybe 3.5 gauges before you attack anyway, you're not going to have that big massive stall that you would get. You're just going to do attack after attack after attack. And there was a lot of combos there. If we were going manually, we would probably have got a lot more. So I do think she's definitely going to be viable for bossing. So it looks to me just now as though bossing and stages are probably going to be her sweet spot. Again, on paper she should be good against PvP units, but we know how the behaviour works on auto. So when you do something like Showdown, you are going to be in a scenario where you'll do a couple of attacks, and then if the enemy's not dead, you're just going to sit there and take damage. That, to me, is going to be a stumbling block. I will test it, and I will record that, and we'll have a look at how she does in the HWA, right? But for now, Viper, tentatively, stages, bosses, not sure about PvP. Anyway, I've been Hayzink, thanks for watching, catch you in the next one guys, peace.